Blockchain gaming has been going crazy, but why? Is it fair to say that video games and esports are already a massively growing industry? Combine that with the shift in technology where you can own the assets and trade them at will. And we are seeing a huge growing industry that is already growing like crazy, transferring a lot of that growth into a new type of gaming, play to earn. With the birth of play to earn came the need for guilds, as some play to earn games have high upfront costs for the assets required to earn significant income from the game. And this idea of a gaming guild was birthed. Several of these gaming guilds have done token launches and are turning into a decentralized autonomous organization or DAO structure. Today we have one of the largest gaming guilds slash DAOs joining us on the channel to tell us more about their guild, their direction, as well as where they see the direction of blockchain gaming going, as well as they have a specific scholarship management system they've developed that is potentially out there for other guilds to be able to use, especially smaller ones that don't have the resources to build such a system. And that's cool that they developed it and are allowing others to white label it so that we can have this emergence of other guilds growing in the system. Welcome to the Crypto Rain channel. If you like money in crypto and you're looking for a real investor's take on the crypto market, join the Rainmaker family by liking this video and subscribing with that all notifications bell enabled. Rainmakers are like the special forces of crypto, highly trained, not your average crypto trader or investor that wants way better than average results. Now, this isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I am a crypto investor myself that went from thousands to millions in just the past 4 years. I do own or plan to own most of what I talk about on this channel because I don't talk about crypto projects I don't believe in. Without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome CEO and co-founder Cholo from It Forward Dao. Cholo, are you there?
I'm here and ready to get going.
Fantastic.
Rain.
Yeah, so glad to have you on. I've been looking forward to this interview very much. Now, I remember reading through Play It Dao's information a number of months ago, and I was like, this one looks really good. And so thank you. Through some back channels, we were able to arrange this interview so you could come join the viewers and share kind of what's going on with Play It Forward Dao, and as well as your thoughts as an insider in the play to earn gaming thing, and kind of what you're seeing with this whole transition of, I guess the last evolution of gaming was like the free to play, and that's being replaced really with this whole idea of why not earn while playing.
Awesome.
Now,
yeah.
For those in the audience that don't necessarily know what a gaming guild is, could you kind of give them an overview of what a gaming guild is?
Sure. Very happy to. So I guess play to earn at its core allows players to play the games at the same time also earn the games. But because of the financial rewards and how high they are, what's actually become a bit of an impediment and a constraint for players is that the cost of entry is pretty high. You need to buy NFT assets to start playing the games before you can start earning. And what that's done is that it excludes by nature a lot of players in the developing world. And that's where guilds come into play. Guilds essentially like ours buy up NFT assets in bulk, and then we find the best players that we can lease those NFT assets to so that they can play the game, they can enjoy the game, and then we give them a cut of their revenues that they earn in the game. So at Play It Forward DAO, we give them 50% of every dollar that they make in the game. And that's really allowed for this huge opportunity for a very large market, a very large population to really get a good outcome from play to earn and get really good financial rewards while doing something they love, which is gaming. And really that is where we started, and where we're taking the space forward is we want to grow that space even more with what we're doing.
So for example, like one of the games I saw that is in there, that my Discord something, one of the games I saw that was in there was Thetan Arena, and if people can just play it, but if they don't have an NFT, they play and they don't really earn anything. But the NFTs, in order to get max yield, they're pretty expensive. So like you partner with some gamers, you buy that nice NFT for them, so they actually make something rather than nothing.
Right.
And then they split 50-50, which makes sense because they're making a lot of money versus making nothing. back with them, and that's how the DAO generates revenues as well as the player generates revenues, creating a win-win. Now, could you share with us more about Play It Forward's DAO specifically? When I was reading, you're at 3,000 scholars managed already.
Correct. So how we started out was myself. I was managing a small scale guild around middle of last year in July when Play to Earn was really exploding. And the co-founders and myself, we thought like, look, we're managing all these small guilds. Why don't we just group up, combine, and make our process more efficient? And we brought like very different core expertise to the table. And we were able to grow over the span of 6 months from 30 scholars just in the Philippines to now 3,000 scholars across the Philippines and Indonesia. And we're going into new markets like Vietnam, Bangladesh, those are the plans, and really trying to bring better financial outcomes via Play to Earn to the communities that need it most. So that's on the guild side. We want to keep growing that guild. We want to bring more players under our wing. But we also are, as you mentioned, Rain, building this platform, which is a guild management platform. We call it P2E board. It allows for guild managers to track all of their scholars across all the games that they manage in one neat place. So if you're a manager, and this is really what we see the future of Play to Earn, is that people are going to be playing more than one game. It's going to be Thetan Arena, Axie, and the next kind of 10, 20 games coming on board. We want them to all manage that via one platform. So they don't have to go through multiple websites to track performance. They can get a big picture view of how much their players are earning, how much the guild is earning, and then really manage it more efficiently. And really that's how we want to grow the space. We think that the future is multi-guild, and we want to allow other guilds to get access to what we've built so that they can scale and they can focus on the task at hand, which is bring more players into the space.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense because a lot of them aren't programmers for back-end systems. Which brings us to one of the key points that I always look at when I'm researching a team to see if I'm interested in the project is, could you share with the audience more about your team's background?
Sure. So the five co-founders, we are all over the place now, like in North America, Asia, across Singapore and the Philippines. But where we came from, we actually were classmates in high school and college, and we grew up playing games like Counter-Strike, StarCraft, Warcraft over like the span of the last 20 years. So gaming is really close to our heart as a founder group. And really what we saw with Play It Forward DAO is this really massive opportunity to give back to the communities that really like games, but they don't really get a good outcome from them. And our backgrounds are varied. So myself, I have a traditional finance background in investment banking, capital markets. Some of my co-founders have a very strong tech background. That's why we were able to build this platform. And really, we're kind of like mixing all these expertise together to bring a platform which we feel has really a unique wedge in terms of growing the space. So as I mentioned, our intent is to continue to grow Play to Earn GameFi. We want to bring the next wave of casual gamers into this space. And the best way to do that is to break down these barriers that are stopping people from either coming into Play to Earn or exploring it in more detail because it's a bit intimidating at the start with a whole crypto overlay that has it.
Okay. Now with this white label, essentially scholar management system that you built this really for your own needs, but allows like people to log in and to onboard scholars, and then you're setting up so all these games, different games, interact with it basically. So one place be able to manage the scholars just to make your life sane, right? Because I can imagine if you had them on all these different systems in one specific system, and then you probably thought, why not white label this? Because this isn't what a lot of guilds are probably going to be good at, and be able to offer this to all these other guilds out there, which is very fitting with the ethos of crypto, right? Instead of like just like keep it to ourselves, why don't we make a win-win for other guilds? Because this system is going to grow huge.
Yeah, exactly. So if you think about like Play to Earn, whether it's from a scholar standpoint or a manager standpoint, it's very, as I mentioned, intimidating to get started. So you have to put up wallets, you have to understand how to convert your crypto into a fiat, whether it's like having to have gas and just all this like complexity that is baked in that makes it a bit more, I would say, hard to reach or not as accessible. So what we're trying to build with a platform is make it more accessible so that any player, any person, whether they want to be a manager, want to start their own guild, or they're scholars that are looking for guilds, can get started and start their play to earn journey. So we want to really make play to earn more plug and play in the truest sense, that you just want to play a game, you can get started right away, but just interacting with our platform. And we've built all these tools around automated payouts. We pay out our scholars in fiat, so in peso and IDR, so that they don't have to worry about how to convert their in-game tokens into fiat. We do that for them, and we want to get that ability and that efficiency to other guilds as well. We're also able to track scholars across multiple games on a platform, and we want to roll that out to the other guilds as well, so that they don't need to deal with multiple kind of like databases and wallets to check how much their scholars have made. With a click of a button, they can see how much they're making that day across the 5 or 6 games that they may be playing in the future. And that's really where, as you mentioned, the ethos of Web3, we want to grow the space, democratize access. Play to earn should not be difficult to get into. It should be very simple, and everyone should be able to have fun and make money at the same time.
With that said, let me ask you, what games are you guys focusing your attention on? You like many games, gaming guilds. You probably started with Axie Infinity, and then from there, probably growing your focus. What other games are you looking at and already working with?
Great question. So we are like, our biggest scholarship program is Axie Infinity, but we are scaling very quickly in terms of new games, which our scholars like. When we think about the player community, it's very varied taste. Like, as in traditional gaming, not everyone likes specific games. So we want to bring more and more genres onto the community. So we have scholarships now for Thetan Arena, which is more like a MOBA type game, very different play style, very different, attracts a very different audience. We also have Pegaxi, which we're scaling very quickly. We see that as being a very different game. It's like a racing game, and also there's some elements of kind of like horse management, I guess, because it's a horse racing game. And then we are kind of in the process of bringing on board newer partners. We've announced a bunch of partnerships on our blog, and we really see these as the next wave of like very strong play to earn games. The likes of Cypher, Summoners Arena, Nitro Racing League, Averick Saga, Blockchain Monster Hunt, and a ton more that we're going to announce in the coming days. And what we really want to do is curate this list of games where a scholar can come into the guild or the platform and say, like, I want to play this type of game, like a shooter, a MOBA, and they don't need to be constrained by Axie Infinity as the only scholarship program available. They need to be able to like really pick a game they like and earn while playing that game.
Makes perfect sense. You know, a lot of my audience we're investors, right? I'm a crypto investor, and a lot of my audience are crypto investors. You guys are doing a token sale coming up soon. Can you tell us more about the utility of the token? Like, what does that token do? And kind of, and I guess what, if you would, share what you can about when it's launching or where it's launching. Now, sometimes I don't know if any official announcements have been made, but if so, would you share with us those details?
Sure. I'll start with the token utility. So the PIF token, we really intended to be the ecosystem currency that unlocks all of the benefits across our guild plus the platform. So one is, of course, as token holders, you will get value accrual from the ongoing revenues of the DAO. So as we embark on more profitable scholarship programs, that revenue becomes essentially support for the DAO as it continues to execute on its mission. We also intend for the PIF token to be the key payment currency on our platform, P2E board, so that guild managers and scholars, to get access to premium tools and services, will need to buy PIF tokens and stake them on the platform to get access to those tools. And then, of course, we are looking at, and we have been deploying investments into governance tokens and NFT assets for new and upcoming games. And as those tokens vest and increase in value, the treasury's NAV will also increase. And what we plan to do is, as the DAO revenues and the treasury increases, is we actually want to implement a buyback program where we buy tokens from a portion of the revenues, which will continue to have an upward support for the price. And finally, of course, as with anything in DeFi, we will open up staking pools in the next couple of weeks after our token launch. to allow our investors to really get that share of the DAO revenues. Token launch details, we are going to be embarking on a token launch auction on Copper between 19th of Jan, 1 p.m. UTC, and ends until 22nd of Jan, 1 p.m. UTC.
So basically, Copper launch over 3 days. Launching, actually in this video will probably air on the 19th. In fact, I know it will air on the 19th. And so, yeah, it'll have already started. And my audience is, I've covered a few things that have come out on Copper launch, and we've seen different trajectories that sometimes happen on Copper launch, which is pretty cool. It makes sense why you're launching there.
Yeah. We wanted to launch on Copper to give everyone equal access. So for us, we're always community first.
Yeah.
And the token launch auction makes it fair in the sense there's no whitelist. And that we keep it open for 3 days. So you can come in when the price looks attractive to you and get yourself some PIF tokens.
Yeah, it makes sense. For those of my audience that's in the US, which is about 35% of you, what's nice about Copper launch is there's no whitelist that you get excluded from. And so you have equal access with everyone else to buy it. Now, usually there's a price kind of falls off, right? Sometimes, and I say the word usually because as more buyers come in, that then takes the price up. So sometimes you see this declining curve on price. Sometimes enough buyers come in that the price hits a floor within, say, 6 hours on a 3-day launch, and then it never even goes back to that price. So it is about watching the price, see when it feels comfortable to you, and then making a decision. So cool. That was the questions I had lined up for you. I appreciate you joining me. Like guilds, this is kind of a new thing that's come out of it, and I love DAOs is kind of a new thing that's also come out of crypto, and kind of a guild combined with a DAO, I think is a really positive thing, right? I think as guilds really take off and go forward, it allows investors to really participate in some of the value creation there. So yeah, I love what you're doing. That's why I want to have you on the channel. So thank you for joining us. I know you're super slammed with your launch starting in 1 day. So appreciate it, Cholo.
Thanks, Rain. And look, not an imposition at all. I love talking about what we're building. We really believe in this trend long term. And yeah, I mean, once the token launch is completed, the hard work really starts, right? In terms of really building this space and really growing this space. And that's what we're equally excited about. Once we get the token holders in, once you're part of the DAO, then we can all share in this journey together, and super pumped and super excited to get started.
Fantastic. For those of you in the audience, if you haven't already, smash those like buttons. Hit those likes. Let us know you're liking this content. Thank you, Cholo, so much for joining us today. In the audience, if you're ready to level up your crypto game, join the Rainmaker community. Rainmakers like the Navy SEALs of crypto. We don't get shaken out easy. Tenacious and highly informed. If that feels like what you're looking for, join us. So whether you're here for life-changing money, I know some of you are here for wife-changing money, or that really nice vehicle, strap in because the next few months are going to be very hot, and you can join us with that all notifications bell enabled. If you haven't subscribed, do it. Principles I share are proven. They help me change my life financially for forever. The system that I developed, I did real estate investment for 20 years, so the system from there, but real estate investment takes a long time to really change your life financially. Really, crypto, if you're doing it smart, you can do it in 5 years. Now, I know some people say you can do it tomorrow. It just isn't the case. You pick a proven system that works very well over time, and that works better than trying to make everything happen tomorrow. So thank you for joining us. This wrap is for all of you in my Rainmaker family that reinforces the principles we Rainmakers follow. Thanks so much.
Came into the space chasing all of the gains, chasing the pumps and all of the hype trains. But like in life, you buy before you're good. Was taught to buy when it was boring like a rainmaker should. I buy when it's down, don't chase the boats that I miss. Cause I always make the time in mind. I sit the one out cause I'm patient like that. And I'll wait for the right time. I sell when it's high, I buy when it's low. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm just a rainmaker running the show. Calculated investments, I don't lead with my heart. The principles are simple, they're leaving a mark. Why when it's boring, just gotta be smart. I sell when it's hype, like all the channels they pump it. That's when I was selling, go parabolic and dump it. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes the time fly by, years going so fast. The game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. The time is never better, the time like the present. This next 5 years is a gift and it's feeling like heaven. I'm committed to learn, to study and to know that nothing comes easy but when knowledge to gain show. Sticking at this wrong could soon become a bear market. Learning and growing and when it's slow would be the target. Naysayers come out, Bitcoin is dead. The massive decreases can get to your head. I'm sticking around, the time is better. I'm strong like that, I'll let the others be fretters. In 2 years time the bull will bring back the gains. That makes it worth the effort cause here comes the rain. So let's go rainmakers, let's make it all happen. Let go with the hate, let the haters be crapping. I'm here for 5 years, let's do this together. The time is right, the time could be better. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes the time fly by, years going so fast. The game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. Haters be hating, the time to slow down. Addressing what they say when I'm wearing my crown. They're chasing green candles like someone who was new. I got a vision that was bigger, helping me to push through. I'm still human and sometimes it is rough. And that's what makes me special, simply I stay tough. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck.